I go any further, I wanted to just say thank you to, we made some phone calls ahead of time to ask people to play a lead role on some of the committees, and I just wanted to say thank you to those people that said yes. And it's, you know, what I'm a huge believer in building on knowledge that we have from the past. So we're and so as to make it easier for new parents coming in, let's, you know, utilize people who have experience if they're willing. So thank you very much. Let's see, flowers. This committee last year actually was flowers and souvenirs. It was much more grandiose. It was candy, just because the nature of the show lent itself to that. This year we scaled it back just to having flowers available for the cast members if family members would like to purchase those that night. So that group, and that's for families, so they can split up 2 and 2 on the 2 different nights. Let's see, marketing and PR. This group is all pretty well experienced. They don't have a lead because they all kind of know their piece and what they like to do. We can still use another family on that because we had a switch tonight. We have some people saying that they're coming in saying they'd rather be on a different committee, which is fine. So if you don't have a home, we can, that is the group that make sure that we get our word out, mainly within school, within the parish, perhaps other schools that were doing a show. I think we did a couple newspapers last year as well. It's not a huge marketing job, but it is, we need somebody to handle it. And we have a couple really good experienced people that have done it before that will be helpful to anybody new who wants to hop on there. Video photography, that is a role where really just deciding, having someone take pictures and then also deciding if we're going to have a video and sort of working through the logistics and the rights and the expense of that.
We did purchase the video rights, so it is okay for us to videotape the show.
So we can do it. So the next step is just, you know, figuring out who would be the right person to do that for us and what the price would be, and would we be able to afford with that particular person to provide a DVD for everyone in the cast and then sell them to family members, or just be able to give them to everybody in the cast. Those types of sort of financial issues to work with me on that. Program, we have a few people that are listed here. Last year we had one mom who pretty much took control of that and did it all. It was Patty Wolf. Our program, we have sold advertising in the past. I don't think we had maybe 1 or 2 ads last year. It was really, really low key. This is really just a program. But the bigger piece of it is bios, the kids writing their own biography and attaching a picture that we can access from the yearbook. And we do have software, right, that whoever would want to volunteer with this group can use to pull all that together. And we do have a way to grab the students' pictures through the yearbook. Yep. But it's just a matter of going through the nuts and bolts of that, and someone who likes to do that kind of thing and has computer skills probably would be good. So, and I know I have one call out to see, you know, a couple people see if they'd be interested in doing it. So if you have an interest, let me know. Okay, props, refreshments. This group, I keep looking at refreshments going, that group is so big.
And
So
I keep telling her, there's a lot there.
But, you know, Kathy and Dave Reynolds have agreed to take a leadership role in that. That includes the family that makes sure that the kids have their pizza dinner on the night of rehearsal, dress rehearsal. So that's kind of like a big job. So that would sort of be Kathy and Dave, they're just focusing on that. And then we need 2 and 2 other families to split up the other nights. And we've already had someone donate, she said 5 cases of water, the Martinos are going to donate. So, and this year, just keeping it really simple, water. You know, sell water for $1 or whatever they decide, and have it available. So it's a matter of coolers and ice and getting the water, and then having a table to stand behind and having 2 people there, or maybe you bring, you know, older kids who are helpers to man the table. So that's that's why that looks so big. We talked about sets and transportation. Strike party, yes, I hate to admit, but I'm coming into this role from solely ever doing strike party. So, Mary Kay Kleinoff and I had done it the last couple of years, and it really is a lot of fun and easy to do. You're not really busy on the weeks leading up to, except for getting your cast member where they need to be. But it, you know, you have to plan, because when it does arrive, the show has just ended and everybody's tired and pretty worn out, and so we're the ones who had the energy left to sort of push the kids through. Okay, we're gonna put this project to bed. We're gonna celebrate our success and move on. You get to decide when the cast party is and where it is and what you're gonna serve. The first year we did it, we made food. We made big vats of mustacholi, and that was really fun and easy to do, and we had it at the Kleinhoffen's house. The second year, last year, we had it here, and I think we served pizza.
No, we did
were able to get enough money from the budget.
We did mastacholi again.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember making it, or did people make it?
You're standing over the stove.
Yeah, you were just talking.
I remember that. I remember I had a lot of really good help. And that just,
All
it was
right.
really, so that made it go fine. It was all good. This group also is responsible for doing recognition gifts, like the director. So
I didn't hear that.
yeah. So just to make sure that we have that taken care of, and we talk about the finances of doing that and making sure we have the money set aside to do that, and hopefully we'll be able to have everybody come, and we won't be charging any additional money because we've already collected the production fee, and we'll hope to have good ticket sales like we did last year, so we were able to fund everything. So, but it's just a matter of working through all those nuts and bolts. We talked about tech. Tickets and ushers, I met with Lisa Larson already, as did Michelle. She's ready to go with this group. She's done it the last 2 or 3 years. And especially if we're back at the same venue that we were at the last 2 years. We're very familiar with the seating chart, how to place people. The tricky part on this is making sure that the families get notice back that we've received their ticket order and that they've got the right amount of tickets set aside for the right night. So that's emailing and stuffing tickets and making sure we have the tickets printed well enough in advance to get that all done. So that's not a bad role either. So there's a few families that still need a home. So if you have any questions, or if you've decided where you want to go, you can let us know and we'll put that down. If you feel like you can also contribute in another spot, we'll take it. We'll take all the help we can get. But we don't want to stress anybody to the limit. But if you feel like, hey, I'm only going to be busy the night that I'm helping sell refreshments, maybe there's something else I can do working up to the night of the show. Let us know, and we'll see if we can get that done. If you have, some time at home, and maybe you can do some things from home, you can also let me know, and maybe there's something I can find that would work out well. And maybe costumes might be, I don't know, sewing or things of that nature. Okay. Questions? It really, really is. I mean, I have had some of the best examples here of how a community of people come together and really make something go. My daughter's involved in a couple other theater programs, but those are much more, it's all up to the director and whatever staff that she has hired or he has hired. This is really a group of people all coming together to make it fun. And when you get there that night and see your child up on stage and the kids, the thing that really strikes me is the kids dressed all in black and helping with production or helping with tech. It's just such a great unifying event that you're gonna feel really glad that you stepped in to get involved, because it's a really good thing. Okay. Questions?
Any other questions?
What we'd like to do, really, and I think this is really important, I wanted to make sure that we gave you time, so we have 20 minutes, and you might get to get out early, which is always good.
And we don't have to deal with snow, which is even better.
Just spend, yeah, Maria.
Can you read that email of the directors? Because I can't read it from here.
It's J Dublin, which is D as in David, A E, B as in boy, ELLIEHN, and yes, that's pronounced Dublin, at att.net.
Is it
Thank you.
still on the website too?
What was that?
It was on the website.
It
Is
was
it still
oh,
there?
that's right, it was on the website, okay. That's just to double check to make sure that you have it, so.
And if I could just make a comment, if you need to take an extra schedule, maybe keep one at work or in the car, cause I know that I personally have read this like 3 different times and I'm still looking at it that night going, wait, what time is it again? So, just to help us out so that we can all make sure that we're here.
I also wanna ask you a question, do we have a lot of people here that are taking handouts for home for others? I just wanna make sure that we have enough.
I'll just let her
The production fee, who does that get written to and who's collecting it?
I'm collecting it at the St. Gilbert School, and it's 25 for, backstage for crew, and 45 for cast, and that which includes the dancers. So.
I know that a lot of high school students go to adult service hours, maybe they might be interested.
We have certainly used, kids that need service hours in the past, and when I, as a matter of fact, when I met with Lisa, who's, heading up the Tickets Ushers group, she welcomes volunteers, but she has some very specific, requirements, of that group. So I guess probably what we should say is if you know someone who would like to get involved and needs service hours, you should send their name in, I guess, and we need to put a cutoff on that for Lisa's particular, for Tickets Ushers, they would need to make a commitment to be at their particular, on their particular night, at least an hour in advance. So we just need to know who would like to get service hours so that we can slot them and, get them to train. She just wants to do a training session and really have the volunteers understand that they really do need to help
And
people
I
find
already
their
have a
seats.
couple of high school kids that are helping me out as far as putting the production together and stuff like that, so we're good on that situation.
Okay, so you're good, you're sort of
Yeah.
full there,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if you need, high schoolers for other areas, but we have a
That
couple
needs
helping
service.
out right now with, Gina with directing and helping the students out in the hallway so that she doesn't have to work them all together.
Right.
But if there are some who you are thinking of, like that week of the performance that you want them to help out, night
Well,
of,
oh yeah, they
send that to Beth.
Send it to
Any
me.
names that
Yeah.
you have, or if you have your own children who you want, hey, this is a great movie, you're gonna get a couple hours in,
Yeah.
send it all to Beth.
Cause I know some of the groups have used, you know, I think refreshments, Tickets Ushers, or several committees that have experience with how they like to use service hour kids, but we might even be able to find some other role too.
And
That's what's thinking.
if we have more of a need for it than what we have a supply, then let me know, cause I communicate for our athletics committee to Carmel, and they
Okay.
post it on a board, and then we get phone calls and we
Okay, so
place
we
the
can.
students.
If you write up the requirements, it could be posted, and then
Okay.
you get a lot more kids that.
Okay, very good. Sounds good. Okay. Other questions? Okay, my hope is that we're gonna be able to post, we're actually taping the meeting right now. That'll be available for people to listen to via the internet. Handouts, can we post them on the webpage? Just like we did the rehearsal schedule, and so people, if you have a friend that was not able to be here, they can also go to the website and get the handouts. The main thing is we just need to make sure that everybody's comfortable with the committee that you were slotted on, and, you know, if not, then we'll get you where you would like to be. Okay, so before you leave, why don't we try to make an attempt to see if there's a few people from each committee here, and, should we
I was gonna
maybe
just
make a sort of
Well, I was gonna say,
we're
anybody
doing-
who has this, the backstage and all this stuff that I'm kind of looking at, you can meet over on this side, and anybody who needs to go marketing and refreshments are on that side of the room.